Dear brothers and sisters, if you have been following the series on Allah that we have just started, we are about to come into the chapter of the Al-Sham, the virtues of Al-Sham and its people. And Al-Sham refers to in the broad sense Palestine, Lebanon, Syria and Jordan. And subhanallah, one of the things about this chapter about the people of Palestine, Syria, Lebanon and Jordan, the people of Aam, is that it struck me as the genocide began and as I was looking into these hadith that these people were not even Muslim. Yet when the Prophet sallallahu alaihi was speaking about very specific virtues that they had, I want you to just imagine that for a moment. And of course, it's not only the people of Aam that the Prophet sallallahu wasallam spoke about. He spoke about the people of Yemen, for example, the virtues of the people of Yemen. These people were not Muslim yet, and the Prophet sallallahu wasallam is in, and he's talking about a territory that is under the control of the Romans, and he's already talking about the future Muslims that reside in that land and how blessed they are and how much he loves them sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now why is this relevant to us, and what did I want to focus on here today that I can't necessarily focus on in the second lecture of our series? This actually brings us to a very interesting genre of faith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, where there are a number of feet where the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam will say something like, that the nations were presented to me, or he would say was my nation was presented to me, or he would say sallallahu wasallam, I saw a man from my and the hadith continues in that way. The point is there's a genre where the Prophet sallallahu wasallam is talking about future nations, future peoples, and subhanallah you can find him talking about the Ummah in its good times to come and its bad times to come. You can find him talking about very specific blessed people to come and very specific people of FNA to come. You can find him sallallahu alaihi wasallam crying over incidents that would happen 45,050 years after him, right, like the murder of Al-Sham. You can find him talking about all sorts of things. The leader of you could find him talking about sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the global events to happen, and you can find him talking about things that would happen to people from his in their graves, and you can find him talking about people on the day of judgment, and you can find him talking about very specific scenes. And so he has this vernacular sallallahu alaihi wasallam that's been given to him by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that he sees things right now. Where do we read ourselves into that? So I want to take you to a hadith that's very famous, then we can get into some of the specific categories here. When the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, oh how I wish, and oh how I wish to see my beloved ones. And the saw, of course, the Prophet, they said, who are you talking about? Are you talking about the M, or are you talking about the N? Are you talking about the people that came from Mecca, or are you talking about the companions from Alina? And the Prophet wasallam says, no, you are my companions. I'm talking about people that have yet to come from my and the Prophet sallallahu wasallam is praising these people, and he's saying those who believe in me and they have not yet seen me, and they would do anything to be able to come to Al-Madinah and to see the Prophet sallallahu wasallam and to be with the Prophet sallallahu wasallam. And the Prophet sallallahu wasallam is saying, may Allah make us amongst them. They are my beloved ones, they are my brothers. So the Prophet Saul is talking about a group of people to come, and he's very specific sallallahu alaihi wasallam that he loves us, and I say us with a hopeful tone that we would be counted amongst them, that he loves us before we were even born, because the Prophet sallallahu wasallam knows that he has an that is to come that loves him sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And he pities us in that excellence of loving us before we were even born, as he knows we are to come, and that we will reciprocate that love to him sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then love has categories, right, say, if you truly love Allah, then follow me and Allah will love you back, right? So you can't claim the M of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you can't claim the love of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, nor the love of Allah subhanahu wa if you don't follow the Prophet was all. So there are very specific categories from what it means to follow the Prophet. Sally was then to qualify for his love. Now here's what I want us to do, build on this very well-known narration where the Prophet sallallahu wasallam is talking about people that love him that are yet to come, and then look at the people that he described from these different regions and in these different eras, and the qualities that he assigned to them. So for example, when the Prophet Waisam talks about the people around the people